see Jeff Burton just getting back up to speed. He will be a lap down. They have 4 fresh tires on that car.
Well, he is backing off and letting them go. He's not going to get in anybody's way.
How about Matt Kenseth up for third with Casey Kane and Jeff Gordon in tow?
In that Roush Fenway group, they've been a lot like the Dodge camp. They've not made a lot of noise as far as just raw speed, but you knew they were going to be up there because they've got these cars driving good.
Tony Stewart has slid to the back of the pack.
That's surprising.
Now watch Villeneuve in the 27.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa,
These
that's
guys,
a handful of wheel.
You may not like that wing, but you ought to get out and hug it every once in a while. But I'm telling you, that thing is saving some guys from wrecking.
But you know, in yesterday's practice, he was in the high side and his car bottom up. He actually got into the outside wall in turn 4.
Villeneuve now battling Kevin Harvick.
The thing about this is, Larry, you can't bring her in and work on her.
No, sir.
You got to stay after it. You got to get right back in there like that never happened. Put that out of your mind. And he's jacking on that wheel. I'll tell you, he's got his hands full, and that's pretty obvious by looking at the steering wheel down in there.
Just to update the man we talked to before this race, man, trying to make his final Daytona 500 start, Dale Jarrett right now in the 44 car is in the 20th position.
And among the go-to-go homers, Larry, he is 6th in class.
But I believe Dale's being smart. He knows we've got that pit stop. He knows we're kind of lurking with some tire issues. Just do what he's doing. Stay in touch with this pack right now.
Matt Kenseth riding in third. Dick Berggren's in his pit.
And he said the car is loose going into the corners, loose coming out of the corners. The only places it's all tight, Mike, is when that car hits the bump stops on the bumps. To Steve.
Well, Dick, Dave Blaney trying to take the lead. Want to follow up on Jeff Burton in the 31. The tires look fine, but he just told crew chief Scott Miller he thinks they may have a broken shock.
Blaney, the former champion of World of Outlaws sprint cars, trying to get his way to the front. A bump draft for Waltrip from Matt Kenseth.
Blaney didn't look like he had many friends there, guys.
Boy, Michael got all the way down on the apron. He got knocked down on the apron, it looked like, over there going into turn 3. The 55 car.
A little too much bump and not enough draft, maybe?
He was all the way below the yellow line. Let's take a look at it.
What happened here? He and Blaney are side by side, and maybe Kenseth. Oh, Michael tried to get down in front and help Blaney, and they made contact. I think he was trying to drop down and pick Blaney up as a drafting partner. Cut it a little too close.
Just wasn't quite clear. There you saw the in-car shot. He'll gather it back up.
Just another great save, and I don't think I'd go down there. That's illegal. Anything below that yellow line and you advance your position, and that can be a penalty.
That was Jamie McMurray toward the back of the pack, Darrell, and I think he might have gotten bumped down below the yellow line.
Got forced down, and look who's trying to get up here and take the lead.
Casey Kane in that 9 car. He's going to slide up in front of Kenseth in the 17. He'll lead him back to the line.
That was pretty impressive. I think right now you can make that pass on the bottom. You still got enough grip in the tires. You can hang down there for a little while, but as soon as you make the pass, right back to the top.
There goes Kenseth in the 17 to the bottom. He's going to slide in front of Michael Waltrip. He wants to lead back.
The circle's a little smaller around the bottom. Doesn't take quite as long to get there.
And there he is, Darrell. It took him 14 laps, but Big Daddy's in the house. That 24 car, he's right up there behind Casey Kane in that 9.
Just quietly worked his way from the back to the front.
He's got Hamlin right behind him. Harvick on the inside. Oh, trouble, Villeneuve.
Yeah, I just told the guys, I said 27's in trouble.
And Jamie McMurray, who was pushed down below the yellow line earlier, has smashed the wall, and I believe that's Franchitti behind him.
Those were some hard licks.
Stanton, it was not Franchitti, it was Stanton Barrett. There's Franchitti's blue car right behind Jamie Mack. Now there's some damage to the left front of Jamie's car, but hard to tell if that was a consequence
it looked
or
like
a reason.
If we look at this again, I think you'll see the 27 car was having an issue. Something happens to him. Oh, it could.
John Andretti, is that something?
Shoved up. And then the car, when Andretti went by, it just loosened the car up, and man, up the hill he went. And
just nowhere for Stanton Barrett to go.
A couple of really, really hard impacts right there.
Yeah, Franchitti took a hard hit into the safer barrier.
You see, it's going through the dips, going through the bumps, and the car was getting on the loose side. It just came on around. He overcorrected. Up the racetrack he goes, and the hard lick. Stanton Barrett, nowhere for McMurray or Franchitti to go.
We saw the 27 car in practice yesterday. Same place. Get into the dips in the track. Got a little bit loose and went up. No one was there. That time scraped the outside wall. Very similar, but then I think the 34 car had a little bit of effect on this car, too.
That was a hard lick into Stanton Barrett.
It really was. And Jamie Mack, too, because his back wheels popped up off the ground. He hit so hard.
We're quite sure pit road's going to be a busy place, but right now it's closed because of Stanton Barrett's car.
Another wild season of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series begins right here at Daytona tomorrow, right here on Speed. 7:30 Eastern Time, they'll turn them loose for 2008. Kyle Busch is going to be in that truck race tomorrow night. Got a busy weekend. Hollywood stuntman Stanton Barrett owns the race car number 50, and his chances to get in the 500 looked pretty good until the 34 of John Andretti popped up. Got the 27 of Jacques Villeneuve, maybe just a little bit loose. And here we go.
That's exactly what happened. I mean, he got in under him just enough to loosen him up, and when he did, man, that thing went straight up the track. Dale Jarrett down on the apron, slipping through.
26 of Jamie McMurray.
See, it was just enough moving. There was a dip right there. You see the back of the car go down? And the 34 going by, and then the back end in that dip, and it just loosened him up, and he can't hang on to her. Probably would have been all right if hadn't been anybody there.
Barrett was running in the right place, just at the wrong time.
Now that caution was a big break for David Rudiman in that 00 car. Remember, at the start of the race, he jumped the start and was completely out of touch with the lead pack. So this will pull him back in. And again, I anticipate when we do open pit road that we're going to be almost a third of the way through this thing. You'll see them all hit pit road.
Now, Jamie McMurray and Dario Franchitti are locked into the Daytona 500 on car owner points. But Jacques Villeneuve and Stanton Barrett will head home.
You heard the report that Jeff Burton, his tires looked good when he hit pit road a while ago, that he felt like he may have a broken shock. Just explain, NASCAR issues the rear shocks to everybody to race. You put and race your own front shock package. So we'll be anxious to see what happens here or what the deal is.
Cleanup continues up in turn number 4. 17 laps complete.